What's going on, everybody? Chris LeConte.
What's up?
My man, Mike Vecchia. So a lot of people hit us with, when's the podcast going to start? There were no intentions to start a podcast. No one has time for a podcast, but...
It's official.
It's official. You guys basically tortured our lives, so we're going to make some time to put out some cool content for our podcast. Mike, tell them a little bit about it. What are we calling this?
Yeah, we're going to call it Scratch That Talk. If you see what we did there.
Yep. Scratch That Talk. Little bit about the podcast. It's, yes, we're DJs. Yes, we're entertainers. Yes, everybody does what we do. So, why do we need to really talk about it anymore? Because everybody else does. So we're going to basically just, chat. We got a lot of people that we've reached out to since everybody was asking about podcast. We got a lot of people that are going to come on and chat with us, business owners, entrepreneurs, male, female. The talk's going to be a little bit about everything. Yes, primarily, the line of work we're in, what our careers are. But we want to talk to other people that have maybe a different life than we live.
For sure. Yeah. And that could keep on bringing in some good information for people. And just to talk about the things I think, once again, that we talk about on an every weekend basis.
Right. Because on Instagram, our life is glamorous.
They only know the glam. They only see the glam.
So this is it.
By the way, why don't you tell them where I slept last night?
Mike slept at my house last night.
On where?
On my couch.
On a couch after doing a wedding until 1 o'clock in the morning, texting you to let me in, knocking on your door.
So little backstory here. Mike lives in Long Island. He has a 22,000 square foot home.
No, I didn't.
No, so Mike lives in Long Island. I'm not far from the Park Chateau. Mike's like, yo, if we're going to go into the studio today, I'm sleeping over. I sent him my address, and thank God my phone rang when he was outside trying to get in my house.
Well, I would have just started banging on the door.
If you would have rang the doorbell, I would have woke up. So, moral of the story, that's that. So, Mike slept over. We're recording, and this is the Scratch That
Podcast.
Scratch That Talk podcast, baby.
Yes.
Here we go. All right. So, like you were just saying, subcontracting, big thing in our industry. And what were we just saying, basically, in a nutshell?
What I feel with the subcontracting with the DJs is that everybody is their own entity, and that's a beautiful thing, okay? Right. The sax players, you have electric violinists, you have percussionists, you have trumpet players, you have violinists and for orchestra. You have all this great stuff that come together to do a wedding, and it really is a beautiful show when it all comes together. But the one entity that brings all of that together 95% of the time is the DJ. Right? So like Chris, we come in, we meet with you. Now, what are people doing at weddings? Like, what is trending right now? Sax players are trending, even though they've been around for a long time. Percussionists, electric violin is trending right now. These things are trending. Okay, great. I love this. I love that. I love this. Now, the problem is that with Instagram, and I don't want to say problem because that's a bad word to use, but the circumstance right now is that a lot of people have access to these performers through Instagram, which is totally fine, okay? If they find you on your own and like, hey, Mike, you're working with so-and-so tonight. Okay, great, no problem. Let's have a great party, okay? The problem is that when I call that person or when I call a independent contractor to work, I'm like, hey, I have a brother who's interested in a sax player. Like, what do you charge? Like, I see good stuff on your videos. Like, what do you charge? Well, I normally get $2,000 to do the party. That's fine. I'm the last person. Anyone who knows me, I will never tell anybody what they should get paid.
What
ever.
the value is, right?
You know your own value, totally fine. What will happen at some point is that you'll eventually price yourself out. Because that will happen. I mean, people are going to be like, I'm not paying $2,000 for a sax player. So when you maybe would have done 50 weddings, you may be only doing 25. So you need to evaluate your price. I think that people should evaluate their range on what they're really worth, but also what the market will call for a sax player or an electric violinist or any of that stuff. But the thing is, to me, is that I'm not a booking agent. You're not a booking agent. So if a person is calling for a sax player and you want to book a sax player and this person tells you, I normally get $2,000, that's fine. You can have your $2,000 payday when the person contacts you directly. But I don't think that you should be charging a DJ company $2,000.
This is going to be a big debate. I hate to say this. It's going to be a big debate because if you talk to anyone now, starting like from 2023 to going into, we're in what, 25, going into 26, everybody wants to be an entrepreneur and everybody wants to be their own brand. So it's going to be a really big debate on charging this and charging that, or they would have found me regardless. I get a lot of that. I get a lot of that. We touched. We might.
That's not true, but okay.
Right. No,
I'm agreeing
right.
with you.
Yeah, right.
They are not finding you.
Correct.
Okay, and I'll tell you another reason why. Because when I sit with a client and I send them out whatever information I want to send them out, the guys that are my core guys, their Instagram is on that paperwork because I know the bride wants to check out their videos, and I'm not going to go sending out videos to everybody. So I welcomely say, hey, this is my guy, my percussion, my sax. Here's their Instagrams. Go check it out on your own. And if you're interested, when you come back, you say, hey, Mike, we love the electric violinist. We want to add it. Okay, great. Let's do it. So they wouldn't have found you if I didn't send them the Instagram. Just like they wouldn't have found me if their best friend didn't have me for their wedding and recommended me to them. Right. So it's all a chain of recommendations. So what I'm saying is that if you normally charge $2,000 when a client hits you up primarily, then it's totally fine. But if Chris Ox calls you, okay, you shouldn't be charging $2,000. You should be charging $1,500 or $1,300. You know why? Because Chris needs to make money, and Chris is not your booking agent. I'm not your agent. I don't care whether you're on this job or not. It doesn't matter to me. My wedding is still going to smash. It's just that there's a million sax players, so I'll get somebody else that's in my price range. You're giving me a price range, like you're not allowing me to make any money. So why am I going to book a $2,000 sax player and not make any money? And I'm vulnerable to them. God forbid this guy doesn't show up. God forbid something happens. God forbid he has a different date on his calendar.
Well,
now he's not even there.
That's the biggest thing I've been explaining to a lot of customers, clients, friends, everybody that I speak to on a daily basis. I have friends that'll joke around that'll be like, bro, you work 1,000 hours a week. Whatever you tell me the price is, the price is. And I have people that want to kind of nickel and dime, which I do understand. Everybody's on a budget. You know, I'm on a budget for some stuff too. It is what it is. This is life. But a lot of people don't get, and I hate to say they, but this goes to everyone. When we tell you we're going to provide something, whether it's, and I let everyone know, listen, this is not coming out of my warehouse, which means one of our guys, our main C4 guys, is going to pick it up or going to make sure that that person's showing up. We're managing, it's like having another child. We're making sure that it's going to happen on time, one shot to make it perfect. You know, there's going to be so many of you guys are going to rebuttal this and go back and forth with it, but it really is the truth. Like, if there's no money to be made or money to micromanage it, it's not worth doing.
No, it's not. It's not worth you promoting someone who you're making $200 on. Like, what is the point?
There is no point.
It's not worth the stress, right? It's just not worth the stress. What is your take on? I know you're an old school guy too. So, and this is a great conversation, and it's definitely gonna get a million different comments on this. Okay. What is your opinion on travel fees?
I don't even charge a travel fee.
You don't?
No.
I know you don't because you're an old school guy.
Yeah, there's no travel fees.
I don't charge travel fees either.
I have people that come to me, like, and this, I've been saying this for so many years. I have people that walk right in this office, and they're like, here you go. Like, this is who we sat with. And I'm like, and I'll read some stuff, and I'm like, God bless the person who wrote this because I don't have the time to even go to the bathroom, but you wrote this before, like, ChatGPT and all that AI shit. I'm like, oh, wow, they really take the time to, like, really write this out. Like U-Haul, it's a 60 cents a mile. It's this, that. There's no fee. I mean, now that I'm based out of Monmouth County, I go everywhere, yes. But if you're getting married on a Friday in Long Island, like, you hate your guests. Like, straight up. Like, coming from Jersey or even Staten Island or even Brooklyn, it's 2 hours of travel. Your ceremony's at 6 o'clock on a Friday.
Yeah.
You hate your guests.
Yeah, you're leaving at 1. Yeah.
Right. You hate your guests.
Yeah.
Like, and I use that as a prime example. Like, we had 2 grooms that came in. They live by Atlantic City. I'm like, you're getting married in Long Island? Like, you live near Atlantic City, Long Island? I'm like, you really hate everybody that's coming out. They laugh, but I don't have a travel fee. I mean, if I'm doing a destination wedding and I'm going traveling, like I'm losing 3-4 days of work, then obviously I need to be compensated for that.
That's another great conversation because compensation for the weekend, let's say you're doing a wedding on a Friday, you're obviously not coming back for Saturday and Sunday, I mean, unless you ultimately have to.
Right.
Because even flying back
so destination wedding, you're going to transfer this right now, this
this
talk is destination wedding talk now?
We'll come back to the destination wedding.
Yeah, no, because destination wedding is a completely different ballgame.
I just feel like everybody's like the independent contractors nowadays want to receive travel fees no matter when they leave their house. Every time I get in the car, I'm an hour. It's always an hour. I could go to the supermarket and do an hour.
I'm going to cut you off, and I feel bad. Shout out to my boy John Devine, because when me and him sat and talked, I cut that poor kid off every time a topic came to head, but I'm cutting you off on this. Here's what I think. This is my opinion. Everyone's got an opinion. subcontractors, especially new guys, it's a very big jealousy factor. Like, why are they calling you? Why are they calling you? Why are they calling this fat bastard Chris Ox? Why did they call him? Like, it's a jealousy thing. Like, look at my this, look at my that. Why didn't they call me direct? There's a reason why they didn't call you direct. I'm telling you that I have an inquiry. Let's work together. And you want to tell me you want more money than you could book yourself out for. You want travel, and you want something else. Like, what are we doing here?
No,
what are you doing now? So
agree.
that is a big problem. But my thing with people that know me, we don't really sub out much for that reason. Like, we're not retiring off of booking, for booking something that's outsourced. Like, we're not, like, the numbers just don't make sense at some point. It's not worth doing.
If something is far away, respectfully, I would take that into consideration. And I'm already handling it with the bride and groom. Like, I'll tell them, don't book this because I'm not going to be able to get somebody to go 2.5 hours away for cheap. Like,
Dealing
it's
with
just
that for New Year's Eve
right,
this year.
right.
Like, you don't need that. You're going to pay through the roof for no reason. I'm literally telling my clients, I don't care if you have 60, 70, 80,000 to spend on entertainment. It's New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
You're going to get hosed.
Yeah.
Because it's New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's just what it is. Like, we actually touched a lot of topics on this whole little segment here. Like, subcontractors are subcontractors. It's what it is. I mean, there's not many people out there that eat, sleep, and bleed what we do. People just see Instagram. That's what it is. They see the social platforms, the TikToks. They go, oh, bro, that's sick. Like, I seen 3 brides at the beach on Monday. They're like, isn't it great to have a day off? Me all in my head, I'm like, I have 2 hours here, and then I have 4. I have maybe 4. That's how shot I am. I have fucking 4 appointments in here.
Yeah.
Like 4 appointments that start at 5 o'clock.
Yeah, bro, at this wedding last night, or Tuesday night, it throws my whole week into whack.
You know what,
I woke up this morning in your house, and I'm thinking it's Sunday. Your wife's leaving for work. I'm like, it's just, they don't, you know, like, this is going to be the slogan for this. They only see the glam. We are, trademark that, Izzy. Trademark it right now, because that is literally the slogan for this podcast, is they only see the glam. That's all they see. They don't see it.
You could have seen my son wake up at 3:30 in the morning, and he's a wise guy. He walks in the kitchen, I'm like, yo, Nugs, you good? There's a guy on the couch. I'm like, you wise ass. He looks at me and goes, there's a guy on the couch. I'm like, all right. It's my buddy, bro. We're not taking in strays. Don't worry.
God.
Fucking nugget.
Whatever. I again, me being an old school guy, just to clear out this topic, I do not charge travel fees. I feel like if you are charging a lot of money, to me, you're not charging enough money. If you have to charge travel fees, you're not charging enough money. Raise your price. First of all, these people are giving you all the information for the party when you meet with them. So just, if you know you're going 3 hours away, raise it $500, but don't make it seem, or make the $500 up somewhere else if you have to, but don't make it seem like you're itemizing travel. Like, it's just, how do you, all right, you're going from Long Island to Jersey, and you're paying $65 worth of tolls and $35 worth of gas, but you're charging me $500 for travel, Chris. How does that happen? How does that work? If I was the bride and groom, I'm like, I'm not dealing with this nonsense. Like, to me, it's petty. It's like charging by the hour, and we're going to talk about that topic in a little bit. I don't want to intertwine the two, but hourly days for weddings, mind-blowing to me. Okay, mind-blowing. And I want that to be a completely separate topic, so I don't want to touch on that. But like traveling, again, I don't charge travel. I don't believe in charging travel. Every time I get in the car, I live in Brooklyn. I lived in Brooklyn. I live in Long Island. Anytime you got to get on the belt of the Staten Island Expressway, it's 2 hours. Yeah. It doesn't matter. So I'm going to charge somebody through, it's crazy. I don't support it. I think it's crazy. And if you need to charge travel, you probably just need to raise your prices. Just raise your prices. That's it. And you'll be happy. But you still won't be happy. You'll still want travel anyway. Because we're never happy. No matter how much money we get, we're never happy with the money that we're getting.
As a subcontractor. And that's what we got to keep you on. This is all about subcontractors, 100%.
Like, realize that you're working for another company. You're not working for somebody else. If you're not bringing in revenue for that company, you're useless. Forget about DJ. If you're an employee of a company and you're not bringing in revenue, you're useless. You're a liability. So if you're on my wedding and I'm not making money, you're a liability. The second you don't show up that day, or I call you and you're like, yo, cocktail hour is at 6 o'clock. And you're like, oh, I didn't have the date on my calendar. Well, you better get in the car.
Right. You didn't have the date on the calendar.
Oh, I'm on another event. Oh, you're on another event. Okay. Now, I'm not saying this happens a lot because it doesn't. But the 1 or 2 times that it does happen, what do? Who does it fall on, Chris? It falls on you. Now you're calling 6 Sax players to be like, yo, where are you? Yo, what do you got? Where are you? You in Jersey? Where are you? And you were going into the network, the DJ network. Chris, know any Sax players? Steven, James, Little Tito. Everybody's like hitting everybody up. Yo, you got a Sax player? Yo, you got a Sax player? Who gets the drama? We do.
To make no money.
To make no money.
It happens. It happens. And once again, you guys only see the glam. You only see the glam.
You only see the glam. All right. We'll drop that one. And scene.
You know what I want to touch base on? It was actually funny because I think I forwarded it to you last night. Somebody posted about us, C4 Event Group, in a wedding group. You know, has anybody ever heard of C4? Online, which is cool because we did take a major step back with content for plenty of reasons. I'm an open book. We'll talk about that in the future. We took a major step back from 2017 to now on content marketing and so on and so forth. But some people and some of our brides, old and new brides, you know, they boom, 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 boom. What I don't get is on these groups, these wedding groups. I don't know if you guys have that in Long Island, but there's a lot in Jersey. Anonymous posts. Instead of putting your name out, anonymous posts. I mean, that's fishy.
Of course it is.
Fishy. So, with that being said,
I don't know why they have to ask, have you heard about C4? You have a 3,000 square foot warehouse on Route 36.
Not everybody drives by it.
How are you paying your rent if nobody heard about you, Chris?
What I was getting at is anonymous posts, anonymous people commenting, this, that, you know, and we were put up against some reputable companies, which is cool. I'm with it, no doubt. But has anyone heard of C4? They were $2,000 more. Like, that's the post? Like, what? What? There's people $20,000 more than me. Or sometimes I'm $5,000 less than somebody else.
Yeah.
But this is entertainment. We're not shopping for a pool installer. Pool's blue, looks good. I guess we'll go with it. Like, what are we doing? Like, this industry, like, it's crumbling before our eyes. People used to strive, like they want to be in this. I remember wanting to be the DJ and wanting to do that, then realizing that it's a personality-based business.
Well, that's the fun part of it, is the performance side. But
right, but
again, the rest of
when
it,
you're shopping for entertainment, and I guess we'll make this wedding talk, the biggest day of your life, don't you want to meet, like, I don't even know what to say.
I mean, if 50 people said, yeah, he's great, book him, you're going to spend the extra $2,000 because the extra 50 people said do it? It just doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make sense. It's almost like it's fake. But like the other day, hey, can you just send me your menu? And I'm like, I don't have a menu. Like, do I have to make a menu? Like, welcome to Applebee's. I'm Chris. Like, I don't, what does this mean, a menu? You know, for those new brides, I'm not trying to be funny, but it's coming off funny. Like, what does that do for you?
No, I don't get it. You can continue on.
A cat got your tongue.
It doesn't do anything. How do you not meet the personality that's responsible for your event?
We touch base. We said that once before. How do you not meet? How do you not do this? How do you not do that? But if you send me or completely tell me, hey, what's up, Chris? ABC gave me your number, said you're great. Awesome, man. How can I help you? I'm getting here, blah, blah, blah. Yo, just want to let you know before we get started, it's a Sunday wedding. Okay. All right, awesome. I said it's a Sunday wedding. No doubt about it. That works. Perfect. It's a Sunday wedding. Okay, cool. Like, you're already looking for a price. Like, you don't care about anything else. Or if you tell me that the DJ's giving you 2 lights and 8 up lights, like, what are we doing? Like, I don't know anymore, man. It's just fucking crazy. It sounds like we're complaining, but how do you get this across to somebody that the biggest day of life can be ruined without coming off cocky?
I think that the problem with that one situation is that the people that they're comparing to you, you're comparing apples and oranges. You're not comparing, apples and apples. Like, somebody that there might be talking to a DJ company that predominantly specializes in Sweet 16s, and you predominantly specialize in weddings. So it's a completely different industry. It just is, Sweet 16s, nobody ever wants to spend money on Sweet 16s, so it's not a wedding. Okay, well, what happens when you get to the wedding? Then you don't want to spend money on the wedding. So it's like, you can't compare my company to another company that does 300 events a year. Like, I don't do 300 events a year anymore. I downsized and I maybe do 80 weddings a year. I don't want to do 300 events anymore. Someone who's 25 wants to do 300 events a year, you know? So it's just different. Like, compare apples and apples. Don't go to one company and say, hey, why am I getting 8 uplights? And then are you going to give me 8 uplights? Like, I mean, I could give you 8 uplights, but if that's the reason why you're booking me, like, I don't even want you to book me. I want you to book me because you want to work with me and because we do a great job, not because I'm giving you 8 uplights.
That was the whole point of this segment. I don't even know what to say to some people anymore. Like, you're calling me and you're telling me what the other person's giving you. So did you not like the other person? Like, why are you calling or why are you coming here?
Right.
And this is not like, it's a double-edged sword type of thing.
Every industry finds a way to destroy itself. It just finds a way. Like, there's a newcomer or something, or a person that comes and finds a way to do things and just destroys their own industry. I mean, photography and video, and we have a special guest coming in, so he's going to be in a little bit, and we're going to talk to him for 30 minutes about his industry, and he's obviously in the video industry and videography, so we'll get his take on some stuff, which would be super cool.
Right.
But you know, and we'll talk to him about this as well, because it's one of the topics that we wanted to talk about. But social media content creators, you know, like,
they're more actors than anything nowadays. Like, this industry has turned into acting.
Yeah. But I feel like, again, this is the way that the video industry is finding a way to destroy itself. They just continue to come out with these things that make it harder for them to work. And then you have video companies that are like, you can't have social media content creation on my jobs because they get in my way or they're taking pictures. And then I've seen other podcasts that have spoken about the fact that there's a content creator for the DJ. There's a content creator for the videographer. There's a content creator for the bride. There's a content creator for the venue. Everybody has a content creator. Now there's 5 of them on the dance floor. It's a photo shoot. It's ridiculous. Like, what are we doing? It's a wedding. It's a wedding. Why does everybody need to use every wedding like it's a commercial? Like, I do 80 weddings a year, and I think that my social media content creation is basically what I do with you and some things that I post on social media. And if I'm at some parties and something dope happens, fine, I'm cool with it. Let's rock.
I've been recording for like 10 years just because I think it's hysterical. Like, that's just what it is. Like, a lot of my times I'm just being a real ball breaker. But I'm really confused, like, with the way the industry is shifting.
But they never like digital stills. Remember, we used to do digital stills, and there used to be major problems. Photos.
Yeah, no,
like, oh, the photographer, her eyes are looking at you instead of looking at me.
Yeah, that's
right?
I haven't done Zaps in 10 years.
Right. So now, social media, now the content creators, now they're there. They're not staying in their area. There's an area now for content creators, and that's supposed to be like up the butt of the videographer. It's like, it's a lot. It's a lot, and it's ridiculous. It really is. And they're walking around with cell phones, 3 people on cell phones, 2 people on video cameras, 6 photographers, spotlights on all night. I don't even know that this is a DJ topic. I mean, every DJ has to go through this, but we bring automated lights. You have 4 lights, 6 lights, so you're doing a beautiful light show. And then the videographers and photographers want no lights. No spotlight for the first dance, no spotlight for the cake. What am I bringing lights for? And if I do bring lights, you're flushing them out with these flash. It's crazy. Think about that. Like, oh, do we really need lights? The honest answer is no, we don't need them, because your videographer is bringing the sun, and he's going to light up the entire dance floor. People are dancing in the sun. I mean, am I wrong?
You're not wrong at all.
We're setting up lights for no reason.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, can you black out? Oh, can you shut the spotlight for the first dance? It's a spotlight dance, bro. It's a spotlight, not a blackout dance. It's a spotlight dance. Like, really? Yeah, hold on, bro. Whatever you need, I'll take care of it for you. Yeah, boop, boop, there you go. Okay, lights off.
It's just mind-boggling. Like, it's still like the Facebook group post really has got my tongue tied. I know
that's not even your client. Like, you don't even like you even like that is. There are clients that are amazing, and there are clients that need a little more attention. That's a client that needs attention for a year. That person needs attention, and you don't have the time to give them that attention. Right. Okay, trust me.
Right.
It's ridiculous.
I don't get it. How are you picking? How are you picking from a menu?
When somebody asks for a menu, you should add a 0 to every number. There you go, DJs. When somebody asks for a price list and a menu, edit it, and add a 0 to every single thing that's on that list and send it to them. Screens, 12,000. Photo booth, 15,000. Send it. See what they say when they come back. They'll be like, holy cow, is this real? Oh, yeah, this is the menu. But if you come in and meet, we'll take off a 0. There you go. I'm going to start doing that.
Might work.
I'm going to start doing that. You should do it as a joke. Just do it and see the response and then start posting the responses online. You know what? I'm going to do that. You do that too. I challenge the DJs to do that and then tag us. Post the screenshot of their response from a $15,000 photo booth. Tag the response. Tag Scratch That Talk on Instagram, and we will post your response. Let's get the most ridiculous responses from the brides.
Hey,
and
can you just send us pricing? Hey, can you just send us pricing? Yeah. I don't know exactly what we're pricing, but I'm going to send you pricing.
Oh yeah, can you send pictures of everything?
Can't be the only one dealing with this. There's just no way. I think there's just a lot of people in our industry that don't care enough to talk about it. That's really what it comes down to.
No, of course, nobody wants to. And again, we've said this before. We'll say it again. But it's very, very hard. It's a very thin line. We are literally just having general conversation about things that we talk to every single vendor every weekend. This happens at every single wedding. We talk to the videographers, we talk to the photographers, we talk to the venue GMs, we talk to the catering managers, talk to the maitre d's. I mean, I was at Park Chateau yesterday. I mean, everybody knows this, but I worked with Oscar. Oscar's the man. These are friends. We go up, we hug them. It's great to see them. But it's normal talk. It's normal talk in the industry. Just like any other industry.
Our industry is really exciting.
It is because it's ever changing. I mean, you got different people every weekend. You got different personalities on the dance floor. Oh, yeah. It's just a lot of different stuff going on. Even though the core stays the same, there's a lot of change too every week. Yeah, it's definitely nice. I'm excited to have our guest, in a little bit. I think it's important to get an opinion from someone other than
without a doubt.
Us.
He's on his way. He just messaged me.
Yeah,
awesome.
That's gonna be. We'll rev him up a little bit too. I'm sure we gotta.
No, he's real, dude. That's
I mean rev him up. Let's just
when he seen that I posted, I want to talk to other business owners, not just be a wedding talk show, because we know that once you get married, you don't really give a shit about what we're doing. After these brides and grooms are done, they don't want to talk about planning again. Yeah. It's the most stressful thing for 2 years that they're doing. They don't want to. But as a business owner, I'd like to, he's got to go through the same shit we go through.
Yeah.
He has to. Because he's not just filming weddings. He's filming everything. He's part of I know he shoots for a lot of car clubs, a lot of exotic cars, regular stuff. He does everything. But he's got a cool personality. No chip on the old block type of dude. He's real laid back. Cool. I'm going to shoot, and that's it.
Cool. I'm cool with it.
It's cool because we knew each other from social media, and then we worked 2 weddings together. And his culture's a little different than mine. He's like, "What the hell are you doing here?" He's like, "We're neighbors." I'm like, "No way." I'm like, "No shit." I didn't even know we were from the same town, nothing. And then we have, we go through the connected dots. We have so many mutual friends. But he would hit me. He's like, "I'm coming on." I was like, "Yo, it wasn't supposed to be a podcast." They said, "But we're gonna rock with it."
Yeah, so, a lot of people have been hitting us up. A lot of people and I'm getting everything from maitre d's that are retired. Yeah. I'm getting food truck owners. I'm getting boxing club owners. I mean, they're friends, obviously.
Owners. I don't care what industry you're in. I want to hear, your story.
Yeah, I want to hear
I like that. I am the type of dude that likes to hear a good story leading up.
Love it.
If you told me you were a fucking bank robber 30 years ago and now all of a sudden you own 10 food chains because of you changed your life, I want to hear about that.
Or a girl that was on OnlyFans and she got 500,000 followers, 1 million followers, and then she went and started her own business and became a millionaire, and she's not on OnlyFans anymore.
Yeah, I want you to. I want her to come. That absolutely. Yes. Put the phone down, bro.
Are we live?
We're live. We weren't supposed to be a podcast, but everyone was like, "It's podcast time. You guys got to do something." Mike Vecchia is with me, and we got my man Simon K. Me and him go on dates, usually once a month to Costco.
Hell yeah.
That's where we link up at Costco, and it's not even a joke. It's a true story. Every time we are shopping for our families, because people think we're robots, that we don't have families.
Right.
We always bump into each other at Costco, and I said, "Yo, if we're going to do the podcast, you're the first person that's coming on." He's from my town. His content is unbelievable, but he is a real goddamn human. He is. Are we classifying you as a wedding videographer, photographer, or all?
I shoot everything.
Right.
I shoot everything. I try not to niche down. So.
Good. All right. So listen. Like, this is so informal and so on the spot. Talk to me about how you started. Talk to me about how this came about. Just air it out a little bit.
All right. So I'm the owner of SIMONKMEDIA. I'm out in Middletown, New Jersey. I shoot everything from weddings to
Cars.
a
Yep.
lot. I shoot a lot of cars, which we'll get into because I love cars.
Yep.
But also content for small businesses is my main thing now. Weddings is cool. I do weddings. I do about 20 weddings, 25 weddings a year. But I'm slowly getting more into content rather than just photographing, videotaping weddings. So just content overall.
Why did you make that move?
Why did I make that move?
Yeah, why did that become something that you were focusing on?
I'll be honest with you. The amount of money that I see in corporate life rather than the wedding space is crazy. And honestly, we'll just go back real quick to the cars, just to cars in general, even like major brands, Toyota and all these companies, they are throwing money around if you're making content for cars like crazy. It's like ridiculous. Like one of my close friends is actually a car content creator. It's massive actually. Omar Drives is his name. He makes a living off making content for cars. It's not high-end cars. It's not Ferraris. It's not, Lamborghini. It's all the smaller companies, the Hondas, the Toyotas, all that he makes his money off of. So that's just where I'm at.
Well, content is the way of the world. Izzy introduced me to content 8 years ago, even though, like he said, what I was putting out was content. We didn't know that word 8 years ago, content.
Right.
Now it's the way of the world.
Yep.
I'm
sure it's a shorter day for you too, right?
It's a shorter day. The editing is a little less. Actually, the editing is a lot less. I'll be honest with you, the biggest turnoff for weddings is the editing.
Right. Which people don't see.
No.
People don't see when you give a price. This is all shit we were talking about. People don't see that you're cooped up in an office in front of a computer, not after your 6, 7, 10-hour wedding, but your weeks after of busting your ass, editing and this.
I've broken it down to I am shooting 20%, editing 80%. Like that's just how my life goes.
Right.
And it's fine. I get it, but I'm trying to move away from that 80% and focus more on getting the business rather than just being a fucking robot in front of the computer.
No, we're robots. That's what we are. Especially as business owners, we're programmed to work. It's
100%.
It's sad. And a topic that not even a topic, like a segment we didn't even hit yet. Me and Mike just BSing on camera is trying to optimize, right? Is that the correct word? Your time, being a family man, being a business owner, this and that. My oldest is going to be 16. Like it hits hard. And I'm like, 16.
It's a big number.
Yeah.
Wow.
Driver's license.
Yes. Well, I'm more nervous about the car coming to my wife, but it's. I've more than 16 years of my life has been devoted to celebrating with other families.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And yet the new clientele don't look at it that way. It's like, oh, you chose this line of work, haha. Like like okay, like they don't get it. But
that's actually a really good point. You're celebrating with you grew with other families as well as growing with your own.
Correct.
Like, are you growing with 2-3 kids that are in the family?
Right.
Communions.
You're celebrating more with other families than that. It's like, you can't get rid of me. You go look at your kid's first birthday up until whatever. I'm there in the background.
Yeah. Same.
Whatever it is, like I'm there. Thanks.
Same.
But it's tough, man.
Which is also nice, especially.
No, I love it. I love it. But it's the clientele or the customer that really irks you. That you're like,
right.
Do you understand? Like I'm in your backyard playing music. In your backyard, it's 100 degrees. I told you what you needed to make the event successful. You didn't listen to me. You didn't get a tent. You didn't get fans. You didn't do this, that, and the other. And you're like, you having fun? Having the best time of my life.
Right.
You needed me here for 10 hours.
Bro,
you needed me here for 10 hours.
But having that relationship, right? Yeah. Like that shit supersedes everything. Like I straight up tell people, I'm like, yo, the best relationships I've built on the ones from fucking Instagram.
Yes.
And the people I shoot.
Yes.
Right?
100%.
My family members, great. They supportive, but they're not referring me.
Oh, no.
You know what I'm
family
saying?
or close friends. No. This is a great talk.
Bro, I legit make more money off of my Instagram community than people that have referred me that are family members.
Correct.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I mean, dude,
And you never get your full money or potential either. You never get
Oh,
it.
through family and
No.
friends, absolutely.
Like your mom's call, family, friends call. Oh, you really get that much,
bro.
Right.
Yeah.
They think it's just 4 or 5 hours. It's
And here's the thing, bro. Like in my world, like those memes and those skits that you see on Instagram,
real
like
life.
photographers, like they're getting asked at family events, "Where's your camera?" That shit really happens.
Oh yeah.
Like, dude, I walk into someone like, "Yo, did you bring a camera?" Like, no, the fuck I didn't. Everybody here has a cell
Hold
phone.
on. Let me give you the envelope back. I'm gonna go
Yeah.
home and get the camera. Be back in
Bro.
20
Did
minutes.
you bring your
Everybody has
handcuffs?
it.
Did you bring your handcuffs and your guns
Yeah,
to the party?
yeah, right.
Okay, so why would I?
Bro, it's crazy.
But that's all the time.
Every time.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
All right, so let's rev it up a little bit with private events, and then we'll get
Yep.
into cars, and we'll get into all that other fun stuff for a little bit, just because to have a videographer at the table, you know, and kind of be able to give that back and forth a little bit in
Yeah.
the sense of your world against our world, and
Yep.
and demands from the bride and groom from you are different than the demands for us, obviously.
100%.
And yours are lasting memories. Like if we technically if we mess something up, it's gone. It's like
Right,
nobody's
right,
gonna
right.
remember. But if you mess something up or don't get something, they for the rest of their life they're gonna be like, oh, yeah, this guy didn't get this picture, blah blah
Yep.
blah, all this other stuff.
Yep,
So
yep.
Right.
let's just start from the beginning in the sense of you're shooting a weather on a weather.
Wedding.
You're shooting a wedding on a Saturday. What does your day entail of? Okay, let's say it's a 6 o'clock wedding. 6 o'clock is cocktail. You're shooting your ceremony at church. It's a 2 o'clock church. Whatever.
Bro,
Take us through your day.
My day started
6
when they booked me, right? So my day started when they booked me. So like my mainly is photography and weddings, right? But I also do video. But my setup is from when they get a timeline, I'm involved in that timeline through and throughout, right? Because I dictate the day.
Correct.
Right?
Yes.
I dictate the day. I don't give a shit what the maitre d' says. I don't care what hair and makeup says. Everything goes through the timeline that I built out from day
We were
one.
just talking about this.
See what I
From
say about
Good. I
revving?
told,
See what I say?
yo, I told you. Go ahead. Keep going.
From
You're right.
from day one, it doesn't matter. I don't give a shit about the weather. It doesn't matter what auntie and uncle didn't show up. It doesn't matter. The schedule is
Show goes on.
the schedule. Right. Show goes on. So dictating my day is the plan. Whatever we wrote down that you and I both met.
Right.
Spent the time to create that. This is what we're going by. I don't move from that schedule. I won't do something different. Will I make some changes if, like I said, the weather is shitty? Absolutely. But that's basically it. When it comes to everyone else, mapping everything out with everybody else involved, the DJ, right, the event planner, all these people, videographers, all these people, I'm in it from the day we book.
Correct.
Right? My day doesn't end, or my gig doesn't end, or job doesn't end until those photos are delivered, signed, sealed, albums done. Period. So
Do you do albums?
I do wedding albums. Yes.
So
Yes.
I know a lot of photographers don't do albums anymore, right? They do.
I don't do them myself. I do send it out
The design to do 'em, right,
to
yeah.
a designer and
But you
print
include it
and
in the
others.
package?
I will include it in the package if they choose to. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So I know a lot of photographers have gone away from including it, right? They shoot the photos, they get the photos, and then if you want
Right.
to add on, they'll send out for it after.
Absolutely.
Does that help
Absolutely.
does that help sales tactic when you do that, in the sense of if you're including let's say you're including the albums, right? One for each side of the parents,
Right.
and maybe a small one for the grandparents if they have, whatever the case is, whatever you want to do.
It does. It
Coffee
does.
table one,
it
whatever.
Does, it does help, but I'll be honest with you. Like the reason why I and I've considered not offering it is because they're fucking expensive.
Well, yeah, that was, I didn't
You know
wanna
what I mean?
cut-
Like-
I didn't want to interject, but we're also in. There's 3 different markets here, 3 different clientele.
Right.
And I was going to say, putting that album in package 1 through 4 or whatever it is, the numbers go through the roof and they don't understand. Now you're wasting time justifying why you're more money than Adam and Eve and,
Right.
and this one and that one. And it's the
Right.
same stuff we're going through. Hey,
Right.
do you have a pricing menu? Like,
Right.
we were
Right.
talking before. I'm like, we're turning into Applebee's
Well-
and Chili's over here. They want menus.
Exactly.
That was actually that was my point I was getting to. Like if let's just say he's $5,000 with albums and somebody is $4,000 without albums, like, are those people leaning towards the guy who's 4,000 because they're not really sure about albums or whatever the case is, or they just like, it's cheaper now, I can always do the album later, which we know they never come back and do the album anyway.
They never
if
do.
It's not included, they're not coming back. Like, and I think that, I mean, for the people that have the money to do the albums, fine. But most people are just looking at digital products right now. They don't even care anymore about these albums.
Absolutely, people would rather me include like a reel, like a video reel,
Instant gratification.
instead of creating, like, even as a as like mainly being a photographer, people would be like, hey, do you mind just giving me some clips that you take throughout the day? And I'm like, I'll fucking upcharge for it. Absolutely.
How do you feel about content creators?
He is a content creator.
No, how
at
do you
weddings?
feel like when you're shooting, if you're shooting an event and there's a content, not your content creator is there. They brought in a content creator. How do you feel about them being on the job?
It really depends, because the ones that know what they're doing are staying the hell out of my way, right?
Which is correct. I'm not agreeing with him because he's on camera, because there's some real content creators at weddings that we do, not a roadie from a DJ running around with a camera, which I was notorious, and that's how I built my brand before the word content creator came into play. So I was guilty for that, but when I worked with some high-end video photographers, I was like, do not block those 4 guys.
Right.
Like Zap Shots, we stopped Zap Shots 10 years ago because you're hiring a photographer, a professional like yourself.
Right.
I got a guy there for $150 to $250 that doesn't even know how to shoot on camera, but we were doing it for Sweet 16s or whatever it was.
Yeah.
But I get it.
But again, you go back to instant gratification though. Like, that was instant gratification back then.
Before content,
because they had to wait months for the photographer's pictures.
You're right. So now there's
different.
different content creators. Like, I've been in situations where content creators come with the DJ and come with the event.
Yep.
We were just talking about that.
Yeah,
That's fine. You know what I mean? You need to capture the dance floor.
Correct.
That
Does it
is your
bother you?
job. It doesn't bother me.
But what
all.
if there's 4 of them on the dance floor? Does that bother you?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't bother me. Again, if they're in my way, right, during the intricate moments. Like, if I'm shooting the first dance, and there's 4 of them running around the area, and you're in every single shot. Yeah, I might have a problem with that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But even, don't you think it even looks ridiculous when there's 4 of them standing in front of the DJ face? Okay, here's another thing. Right? So, like, obviously,
Mike he's the DJ.
I get it.
Yeah.
I'm the MC and the DJ.
Okay.
I do both.
Okay.
So but for me, I work with my people. If me and you are doing a wedding, I'm coming up to you before the wedding. I'm introducing myself. If I don't know you, obviously I know you, so I'm saying what's up. But like, if I don't know you, I'm like, hey, what's up? I'm Mike. I'm like, if anything's gonna happen, I'll give you a 5-minute heads up. I won't leave you out there. I won't do anything without you being in the room. This is what I do.
That.
Like, this is my thing. Like, people, I'm working with them. They're like, I don't gotta wear Mike's there. Fine. Right. Okay. Now, I go and I tell you that I have low fog and sparklers for the first dance, okay? Right. But meanwhile, I have photographers that are standing in front of me facing out to take pictures. And I'm literally I just told this guy 11 minutes ago, I have sparklers. Yeah. So you're missing the shot when I do the sparklers. 100%. And then it's like, oh, well, can you do it again? Because I'll be on the other side. Yeah, I'll do it again. Of course I'll do it again. But I just told you. So now there's 4 people, Simon. Now there's 1, 2, 4. There's 8 people blocking the DJ setup. Right. I'm reaching over. I'm going like this. It's gotten to the point of just being obnoxious.
It goes back to what we spoke about 15 different times ago. We're trying to justify our price. The new aged clientele. It's all about numbers. They don't give a shit about that shot. We care more about that shot than they do. They're becoming minimalists. It is crazy. Like when people got married, like, we're all around the same age. Everybody wanted to outdo the next person. Right. Now it's just like, we had a DJ. It was cool. He played at Headliners down the Jersey Shore. He's good.
That's crazy.
I get that all the time.
That's crazy.
Awesome. I'm like, it's just, they're becoming minimalist. I just don't know really.
I mean, listen, at a certain point, it was getting a little crazy, right?
Without a doubt.
Like, I was walking walking into wedding venues, and like, for example, like, I shoot at the Park Chateau all the time, right?
You were there last night. You slept over.
I mean,
that's why I
bro, some of those floral arrangements on the fucking stairs.
You could put a down payment on a monster house, 100%.
Like, this person had to spend over 10 grand on flowers.
Easy. Oh, I'm saying 40.
Easy. I was going to say 40.
I'm just throwing a number.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
10,000 probably like 3 tables. Yeah. Maybe. I don't know.
Dude,
easy 40.
Dude, I'm talking about just on the stairs. Forget the table. Forget the room.
Yeah.
Right? Just that stairwell, like that staircase that they have there. Bro, I'm sitting here, I'm like, this is fucking insane, and all of it's gonna die.
Yeah.
Yes. No, it's all going in the dumpster
Yeah.
on the way out.
Right.
We're rolling cases out, and the flowers are on the floor outside.
Yeah.
Near the ice luge.
Yeah.
At a certain
The ice
point,
sculpture.
it's getting a little crazy where like there's all this extra shit that and then people are toning it down where it's becoming more traditional. Like I used to shoot first looks all the time, right? Now I would say it's 50% of the time. I would say about 50% one first look, but now 50% are like, you know what? I want to keep it more traditional. He can only see me when I'm walking down the aisle.
That's cool.
So-
And I love that
back to
shit.
tradition.
I love that shit.
So I have a question about that.
Yep.
So a lot of the pre-wedding photo shoots have really been like photo shoots. I mean, they're
Right.
it's you guys are shooting for like 3 hours before the wedding starts, like everywhere. Like it's just literally like it used to be like find the graffiti wall,
Right,
find the nice
right.
nice arrangement by the park,
Right.
Go by the
The
Verrazano.
park bench.
Yeah, it was like now it's like obviously the venues are a little nicer than they were 15 years ago. There are some traditional places that are still open, but the newer places that are being built are obviously very very nice,
Absolutely.
right?
Absolutely.
So their scenes are nicer too when you're taking pictures, you know.
Right.
You know, but I had a photographer at a wedding where after dinner they were taking pictures, you know, during dinner on the dance floor. To me, I'm like,
On the dance
you guys
floor?
had 6. Yeah, I mean, they had a couple of family shots they had to do.
I
But
got
like
you.
you're holding up 10, 15 minutes of the party too at the
Right.
same time. So, you know, I'm just saying, like, you're shooting for 5 hours before the wedding even starts.
Right.
How do you not get like 98% of it like done? Like, how is not everything done?
That's the problem with coordinating with so many people.
Do you feel
Yes.
a lot more of the focus is before the wedding?
With first look.
No, like bridal parties, like everything, like shooting. Like,
Oh, I'm saying, yeah. So before the ceremony, if you have a first look, it's so much easier to get everything done, right? So I could bang out those family shots and do all this. But when you have just a small amount of time, and remember, these people spent God knows how much money on their wedding. They don't want to miss their cocktail hour,
right.
right? They want to miss 15 minutes. They just want to take a break real quick. 15 minutes in, boom, I'm in the cocktail hour. So it really depends on what they choose. For me, I love first looks because I could bang everything out at one shot, right? Get that done, get them to their cocktail hour, and I still have time to set up my gear that I need to in the reception.
Do you push them towards doing the first look?
I won't ever push. I would say
Suggest.
I would recommend it because it allows more time. You know what I mean? So that's the only reason why I would recommend it. Other than that, I love the traditional shit because you're actually getting the reaction for the groom,
a natural reaction.
a natural
Right.
reaction
Yep.
coming down. That's really the only time I would recommend it.
So
Okay. I have a money question, but I'm gonna hold it. Go ahead.
No, please.
Not
Hit
about
it,
money.
hit it.
Please,
About hours.
whatever. No, all good.
Okay, so do you charge by the hour or do you charge by the day?
No, I have a package. You have 3 packages you could pick, or sometimes if it's a custom thing, then we will talk about the custom packages. But yeah, it's 1, 2, or 3.
And what are
That's
the
it.
hours for the packages? We don't talk
I
about
believe
money
it's.
here.
I believe it starts with 6 hours and it goes to 10, 11. But I don't. I'll be honest with you. I don't nickel and dime. So like if they book a 10-hour and I'm there for 11, I don't give a shit. Like
right.
I'm not gonna
You
lose.
just want to get. You're right.
What am I gonna do? Go home and fucking sleep anyway? It
Oh,
doesn't
see,
matter.
like that's a major thing because a lot of photographers. I mean, I get this all the time. I got a hard 10.
Always. What time we doing cake?
Bro,
What time we
bro,
doing
if
cake?
the party's bumping,
Yeah.
fuck that. I'm staying,
Yeah.
dude. Like,
See.
yo, if it's bumping, I'm getting these shots. At the end of the day, it's more content for myself as well.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying?
lot of
Like,
people
Well, it's a
don't think of it
major,
like
major
that.
thing,
People
bro.
don't
Like
think
it's
of
a
it like
major
that.
thing for us because what happens is, and we've spoken about this from the DJ side a million times, is that these venues are doing everything earlier, right? And as
Right.
much as you could program it differently, so it's not really on top of each other, but it's still early in the night. Everything is always going to be done before dinner. How you want to orchestrate it is fine. Maybe you want to do the parent dances after the first dance. Maybe you want to do the parent dances after pasta. Maybe you want to do the parent dances after the toast. But everything's getting done before dinner, okay? So what happens with a lot of these photography and video guys is that they're on a 10-hour day. And if you go and you start your day at 9 a.m.
Right.
or 10 a.m., you're out by 8. You're out
Yeah,
by 9.
it's crazy.
Like it's crazy.
That's crazy.
And the wedding's till 12.
Right, that's
so
fucking crazy.
That's what I'm saying is like I personally and having you here it's not, you know, this is just, again, we're all just general talk. I just feel like the fact that you said you would stay if the party's jumping just shows me that you obviously care about the client. But a lot of these guys will be like, I got a hard 10, I got a hard 11, I got to get everything done. But the thing is like, You got to get everything done, and you will, but you're missing the party. Like, you don't have,
yeah.
like, what about when the bride is crowd surfing at the end of the night? You're not there.
Yeah.
Like, you're missing everything.
That's
So
the shot I want.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel like
that's
so much of the
crazy.
focus is on pre-wedding that the wedding itself for photography and video falls to the wayside. Like, I just feel like it's some people, I just feel it's irresponsible to do that. I just don't see why you sit with a client and you say it's okay for me to leave at 10 when the party's over at 12:30. I just don't see how that happens.
Yep.
Like, I have a story that I'll never forget, and I tell people this all the time, and I'm gonna make it really, really short, okay? But I was doing a wedding. I was at the Gramercy. Okay. And it was a beautiful wedding for a friend of mine. We had a great time, and the father wasn't doing well. Okay, he just wasn't doing well. All right, and he managed. He got to the wedding, and everything was fine. He was in a wheelchair. Okay, but he made it to the wedding, and you know the guy was like, "I just hope he makes it to the wedding." And the wedding was amazing. Okay, we're doing cake. This guy's telling me, I got a hard 11. I got a hard 11. I got a hard 11. I'm like, all right, bro, we're going to do the cake. Like, I mean, it's not even my call. The maitre d'. Tell the maitre d' you got to do the cake. Like, this was like 10 years ago. All right. So we do the cake. Takes like a few extra minutes to do the cake. So he's like, I see him like shaking. And I'm like, what is wrong with this guy? He's like shaking to get out of there. So we do the cake. I don't even think he said goodbye. I think he bounced. Okay. I'm like, all right, he's on the way home. 15 minutes later, I kid you not, 15 minutes later, the dad comes up to me, rolls up to me. He says, I want to sing a song. I said, okay, what do you want to sing? I want to sing My Way by Frank Sinatra.
Okay.
I'm like, okay, cool. Let's do it. All right. Now, I happen to be doing wedding recaps years ago. Like, I spent a whole year paying people to be, before trailers got in, I spent $250 a party to have a young guy come and video it, make a 1-minute Instagram that was on Instagram by Wednesday for every one of my brides for a year. Problem is, when you do it for one, you got to do it for all. So I stopped doing it.
Correct.
So I did it for that 1 year, and that's it.
He is. Remember those days?
Right? So he happened to be there. This kid is at the party because it's my friend's wedding, right? And I'm eating up your time.
No.
So
I love it.
this guy, he's there. I grab the kid. I'm like, yo,
Record
Dad's
this.
gonna sing. Shoot it.
Record
He's
this.
like, okay, I got it. I'm here. So he's on the dance floor. Okay. Dad starts singing. I grab the bride and groom. I tell him to go slow dance on the dance floor. I had extra dry ice. This kid's doing none of the guys doing low fog while Dad's singing My Way, Frank Sinatra. We had the sparklers at this time, okay? For the last note, he's finishing My Way, and he does the last note. The sparklers go up. It's a moment. Like, I still get emotional about it. Where's the video guy? At home.
It's fucking
doing
crazy,
what?
bro.
Doing what?
I had a video guy hit me up once. Yo, bro,
that's
you got to
crazy.
do me a big favor. He's like, I see what you posted on Instagram. You need to send that to me. I need to add it to the video.
Yeah, right.
Are you serious?
And all my kids.
And you're gonna do it because you're gonna do it for the.
We don't even know how to use the cameras. We
Right,
call it
right.
shoot it on autopilot. No one knows how to adjust
Yeah.
anything on the camera. I'm looking at it. That's on autopilot, right? They're
Yeah.
like, yeah, I might just hit
That's
record.
so
That's
funny.
it. It happened a few times.
Wow.
And I'm like, I don't even know how to transfer it.
Yeah. I mean,
You're gonna lose the whatever it's called. You know,
Yeah.
me trying to email it to you.
Of course.
dude, so I do content creation also for weddings, and like I'll roll up with a camera like this, and like everybody's expecting a phone, and I'm like, no, I really
Right,
have to
no,
get
of
it
course.
right. So there's times where like I got a shot and I posed a person, and the videographer, the photographer hit me up, was like, yo, let's send me that shit.
Yo, let's collab.
Yeah, let's collab.
Now,
on it.
now all of a
Let's
sudden we're
collab,
friends.
yeah.
Right.
But you
500.
know what? But dude, shit. I mean,
That's-
listen, man.
Because what, you're doing his job for him.
You know
Like-
what? I don't want to put it that
But
way.
you are.
I don't want to put it that way. But realistically, everybody has their own perspective. You know what I mean? Like I've been shooting weddings for over 10 years now.
Right.
Right. I have a different perspective than the guy that's been shooting it for 3 years. Right. I've seen the transition of all the shit you're talking about. Everything from a basic traditional wedding to the over the top with all this crap everywhere
Yep.
to the minimalistic weddings, right? So I've seen it all, and like at that point, if I'm getting the content, right, it's great. I don't mind sharing the content, right? I mind you not saying I got that content.
Correct.
Which is
Correct.
Which they're not going to do.
They're
But
not
just-
gonna do it,
They're
but
just going to
that's-
do a collab, if anything, and then, okay, collab with him. But nobody knows who you are.
Right.
They think it's him. It's a vicious circle. But
Bro.
you're doing the right thing because you're doing the right thing by the client, right? So
That's
that's
all I
why
give a
you
shit
do
about.
it. That's why you do it.
That's actually why this started, because we care too much. I think we're three assholes, to be honest with you. We care too much. That's really what it comes down to. I sit and stress at my dinner table. Or we had breakfast this morning. He's like, "Are you always on the phone even with your wife?" I'm like, "Yeah, bro. It's a bad habit. Like it's straight a bad habit."
Well, you were just telling me that you made date night, once a week because we work so much. And now I'm like, would you do this when you're on date night? You're on the phone. It's not really a date night,
It's bad, bro. It's just
listen,
bad.
I get it, bro. Like, I legit have seen him at Costco multiple times in the past couple of months, and he's with his wife, right? And he's on the fucking phone.
And she's walking, pushing the cart in front of me.
And like, this dude is just grabbing shit off the shelf, putting it in, but still on the car. Bro, like, that's the life you live. It is what it is. It is what it is, bro.
We said we were going to touch on that too. We did not touch on that, but like being married to someone in our industry, being married, like the wives, being with a guy that's in the industry. It's just, it's very, very hard. And they don't understand.
He met my wife. She
hard.
doesn't give a single shit,
right,
bro. I tell you,
she knew what she married into. It's really what it comes down to.
Dude, I've shot beautiful women. I've shot in Hawaii. I've shot in Jamaica without her there, stuff like that. She doesn't give a single shit, and that's what every business owner lacks from the people that I talk to.
Correct.
They lack because their partner doesn't agree with what the hell they're doing, or taking the time away from, okay, I could be at a baseball game for my kid. But if you're a business owner, like, I make time for that shit. I don't know how everybody else works, but like, yo, if I know my kid has a soccer game, like, I can't do it that day, or I can't do it at that time.
That's what's good about him filming non-weddings. You can reschedule.
I can reschedule whatever I want.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's what's cool about that. We can absolutely reschedule.
We're super,
weddings, we're under there fucking on the.
That's the thing. That's the thing. Saturdays, Sundays, Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays. Those times are tough, bro. During the week when I'm shooting corporate shit, dude, I literally came from a shoot in Red Bank to here. The guy called me this morning. He's like, "There's a ton of renovations. It's a dental office in Red Bank that's opening up. There's a ton of renovations done. Can you do this morning?" I was like, "I could be there in like an hour, no problem." And then he hit me up. I was like,
"I'm wrapping up.
I'm wrapping up. I am on the way."
Yeah.
I can do that.
That's what's different. But
No,
that's
it's
awesome.
definitely awesome. No, it's
Absolutely,
definitely awesome.
absolutely. And honestly, like, whatever I could do.
We're at the leisure. We were talking about this earlier. We're very at the leisure of our clients.
Right, but listen.
But in corporate, you have a little more leeway, I think, because you could be like, "Oh, listen, I don't have an opening here, but I could come here." Like,
absolutely.
You could do that.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I mean,
awesome.
we could do that, but to some extent, we really can't. Like, if a bride wants to meet with me, I gotta go. If a bride wants to meet with you, like, you're gonna go.
Are you guys interested in getting in the corporate world or not?
I'm in it.
He's in it. I had it. I did. I used to have it really well.
Okay.
And then my biggest downfall is I'm an open book. So I tell everybody everything. It's lack of. I'm only one person.
Right.
Like, as much as we have a crew, I'm one person. Like, it's hard.
Okay.
It's hard.
Okay.
It's very hard.
I think if the account is worth it, then it's great. And I only say this because we're older. Like, if I was 25, every account is worth it.
Right.
At 45, not every account is worth it.
Right.
I do have some corporates that are amazing, and I love them. But and I would always love more. But as long as it's, they appreciate what they're getting and it works well, then it's great.
But that's the thing, dude. You get in one of those corporate places, bro. They're using you for
everything,
dude. Like literally everything.
I know,
and it's fantastic. So I came from the corporate world, right? So like before I was doing this, I've only been doing photo video for about 3 years, like full time now. Like, I always did it on side, but I came from the tech world, right? I was in corporate life. That shit was terrible. But the vendors that they hire, it's a different ball game. Really? It's a different ball game.
Yeah.
Than actually living in the corporate world.
Gotcha.
Absolutely. So I highly recommend it. If I could get you guys in, I'll get you guys in.
No, that's awesome. Like, when I was younger, we were doing so much, and I didn't know which direction I was going from building stuff. Now everybody's a builder. Everybody's a construction worker, CNC machines. Everyone's doing it now. When we were doing that shit in the back of Club Abyss, 8, 9, 10 years ago, I didn't know where it could go.
Right.
I also didn't have anybody as motivated as me around me. But I remember I built my first LED dance floor. Everyone laughed at me.
That's crazy.
2x4s and plexiglass before anyone had LED dance floors. We had to build it for a Sweet 16 at the Park Midtown Lofton Terrace.
Bro, some of the stuff you guys create.
We threw it out
insane.
at the event when we were done. It was dumpsters. Breaking it,
Dude,
throwing it out.
carry
We had
that
nowhere to
thing
keep
home.
it.
Yeah, of course
we were
not.
kids. We're like, where are we keeping this? Break it.
That's crazy. How long you been doing this?
I'm 43. I legitimately booked my first job freshman year. So 1995 going into 96.
Holy shit.
So whatever that math is.
That's crazy.
I met some DJs that are really reputable. They're not in the mobile industry anymore, but they were like, "Oh, I DJ." I'm like, "All right, we got the high school dance." What do you mean? You just told me you was a DJ. So I got booked as the high school dance.
Right.
We would grab a speaker from this guy, grab a speaker from that guy, this, that. Now we were doing high school dance, and then
That's awesome.
it just trickled from there.
That's crazy.
Yeah, at a young age, I didn't know what I had in me. You know what I mean? So there was some bumps in the road and this, that, and I couldn't see myself doing anything else. Like I really couldn't. That's why I care so much about it.
Yeah.
Because I truly do. I care so much about it, and I also run with 10 million pounds of anxiety through myself, hoping, because you know it's only one shot to make it perfect.
Absolutely.
And there's never animosity between me and another vendor or another DJ. Like, oh, he sucks, or he's this, or he did that wrong. It's really, that's not what it is. It's like, it's more of the comment of, yo, he don't care. Like he doesn't care. Like that would be my comment. Not he sucks or he's no good or why'd you hire him. You'll never hear me say that. I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm hitting this thing, but it's more along the lines of like, why? What made you go with that person or that company?
Right.
Like they don't care.
Yeah.
You're just another company.
I mean, listen. Some of these guys
it happens everywhere.
Yeah. Some of these guys are. Listen, I've seen photographers that are built for this shit, and then I've seen photographers that just like after a year or two they're done. You know, like they just can't. Like the day is a grind. You know, the editing is a grind. Like I'm editing dude. If I had myself and a second photographer, I'm looking at like 6,000 to 8,000 images. Like imagine editing and looking through those types of images every single day. You know what I mean? That shit's a grind. At the end of the day, bro, some people are built for it, some people are not, and it's that simple. It's that simple. You're either built for it or not.
Right.
You know what I mean?
There's really no way
the consistency in the work helps too. You know, if the demand is there and the people want you, it drives you. I think. You know?
I have a fucking tatted right here. I have the word tatted right here. Right, which is
Consistency?
that.
That's what my eyes have been. Oh,
Yeah.
consistency.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah, because
Literally.
it's the driving force in every job. Sorry.
No, you're good.
You know, it's like, it's just, if people want you, you feel obligated. You know, you're like, I would do 3 weddings in a weekend. And my wife, we went to a party, went to a wedding or whatever, and she'd be like, how are you doing? Like, how are you getting up and doing another wedding? And I don't even think about it anymore.
Right.
It's just life. It's just a robot. Like, I gotta be there. I gotta go. Like, I go, this is what I do. And that's it. Like, I'll worry about it on Monday when I want to relax for
Honestly,
15 minutes.
I think it's 2 things to me. It's the level of discipline you have and the consistency, right? Because I think those 2 in term are by far, like, bro, if you had the fucking discipline to wake up and do this shit every single day, that's different, right? That's different than motivation. Motivation, like that shit's up and down. Like you're constantly going up
I
and
lose
down.
mojo sometimes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like the fact that you did it anyway, right? It's like going to the gym. I don't fucking go to the gym that often, but it is what it is, right? I don't have that type of discipline. I have discipline in different areas, right? You have the discipline to get up no matter what the fuck. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what time you came. Dude, I've literally shot a wedding in Long Island, gotten home at 3 o'clock in the morning, had to shoot a day wedding starting at 6 a.m., an Indian wedding, and I just didn't go to bed.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
No, that's that we've
You know what I
done.
mean?
yeah,
I
done.
slept on his
You're
couch
done.
last night.
That's
I mean,
amazing.
people would be like, bro, you're sleeping on somebody's couch just to do a podcast? It's not to do the podcast. It's because I devoted myself to something and I want to see it through. And I would feel bad if I was like, Chris, I can't make it tomorrow. I'm going to get home at 2 o'clock in the morning. Like, it doesn't work like that.
Right.
You know, like whenever I get home 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning every single weekend. Unload the van, drop off the van if I'm renting a van. Like, these things are just, sometimes it's just,
I get it.
It's the life that we live, But when you see the weddings every weekend, you know that you're doing something that you love, but you know that you're doing something that you're making people happy.
Correct.
Like, I think if you were to do a 1 party a month, then you would see these guys would be like, oh, forget it. I'm out of this. This is not for me.
Right.
But when you're doing 6 to 8 to 10 weddings in a month, you're like, I'm booked every Friday and Saturday for the next 4 weeks. You're like, let's go. Let's go. Let's turn these 8 parties into another 8 parties. Like, let's do what we
That
got
was
to
my
do.
biggest thing too, is always giving 110% attention to detail, because I don't do bridal shows.
Okay.
So it's like every wedding I do, I need it to be over the top. I need it to be like 110% attention to detail, and let the people there, as well as the bride and groom, do the talking for me.
Gotcha.
I've been around companies that they live off the bridal show motto. It's just
I've never done one. So,
Right.
So,
I've done them a few times.
I've been lucky enough to get referrals and stuff like that.
I'm a referral based
I just
company.
think it's infomercial fake stuff. Like, I mean, like, I don't really see how you could see how someone could do a whole entire wedding just by seeing them say, "Hey, here's the 50s and 60s music." You know?
Right.
And then you talk about you talk about 50s and 60s, and then you have a young bride that's like, "They play 50s and 60s. I'm not doing it." So no matter what you say, you're gonna piss somebody off in the room.
Right.
There's just no reason to do it.
Always.
Like people are like, "Oh, do you have a mix?" I'm like, "No, I mix live. That's it. There's no mix." Like, "Oh, can you make a mix?" I'm like, "No, I can't make a mix." Why? So if I play a song and you don't like it, you're not gonna book me, and I spend 30 minutes making a mix.
Right.
Like, if you need to find out about me, there's plenty of avenues, bro. Go find out. It's okay. I'm not mad. I don't hate you. Anybody tells me they went a different route, I'm like, I wish you an amazing night. You know why I could do that? Because I got weddings next weekend. That's why.
Right.
If I want to give a bride and groom a gift, if I want to give them a sax player because they really wanted it, but they were on the fence, and I give it to them as a gift, I can. Because I have weddings next weekend.
Right.
So it's okay. If you want to stay the extra 2 hours because the wedding is amazing, you can. Because you have parties next week and it's 2 hours of your
doesn't
time
matter.
and you're fine with it.
Right.
That's what it is. But if you have no work, you're not that way. You're bitter. You're mad. That's the way it goes. and you end up not doing those
when
things.
they don't have the work, right?
Is when they should do that.
They're really like stressing on where's my next check, right? That's all the focus, and I get it to an extent, especially if you're starting. But I mean, fuck the check.
Right.
Worry about the client. You know what I mean? Worry about the client.
A lot of people don't.
Dude, that next if you stayed an extra hour and happened to just speak to a bride to be, right? At the same wedding, and if you left, that opportunity is gone.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like there's times where somebody came up to me, "Hey, I'm actually proposing in a couple of weeks. Do you do that type of photography?" Absolutely, I do. Hell yes. Here's my information. Your girlfriend is coming back from the bathroom now. We never had this conversation. Hit me up. It's that simple. But people don't look at it that way. They okay, this is my designated time. Going back to time. I'm only here for 10 hours.
Crazy to me.
Yeah, we have to work on this. No, all that's bullshit. And I don't really associate myself with those type of people. I've learned how to cut people out very easily.
Yeah.
I really feel like that stuff is affecting the final product. I mean, staging cakes during cocktail hour. Like people, like it's just like you're doing all this stuff early. You're getting out of there. There's nobody to record anything later on in the night. It's affecting the total product.
They're trying to reinvent the wedding. Like trends.
Yep.
As much as we want to turn around and go, this, whatever trend it is, this is corny, this is stupid. But this is what the younger generation is living on.
But that's what they're being told also, Chris.
Right.
They're being told.
Like
Whoever
trends.
they sit with first, they're being told that.
Right.
You know, we said this last week. Venues are getting their grips in people when they first come in. Oh, we do it this way. Bang, bang, bang. Right. No, we don't. Why is the entertainment not handling the entertainment? Why is the photographer not handling the pictures? Why are you not handling the food? Why are you asking the bride and groom for the intro list? You are the maitre d'. Why do you care about the order of the people that are walking in? Why do you care? Are you introducing them or am I?
Right.
Like the older guys back in the day would be like, "It's my show. Beat it."
Right.
You know, respectfully, some of us can do that a little bit if we know them, or they'll be like, "What do you think about this?" Okay, great. If you want to have a team effort, I'm okay with that.
100%.
But if you're coming up to me and you're telling me, like I always ask for the toast. I always say, "You doing a 2-camera shoot? I have a mic stand. You want me to put the mic stand in the middle, or you want them by the bride and groom?"
Right.
Only a wedding DJ thinks about this stuff because it's every single week. I bought a white mic stand so that it looks nice, so that if you want to use a mic stand in your video, you got a white mic stand. It's trendy, it's clean, it's pretty, and everybody loves a white mic stand, right? No problem. Why do I do that? Because I do 9 toasts a weekend. And why else do I do? This happened to me. I was DJing for a friend of mine. And I said, "Do you want the mic stand?" Because I had it with me. Because they were doing toast. He says to me, "No, I just hand the microphone to them." I go, "All right, let me throw 2 scenarios at you." People don't do a lot of public speaking. So they're nervous. So when they're
not going to hold the microphone.
They're not holding it here. They're holding it
here.
Now you got to go over there and be like, "Raise the mic." Then the other thing is they wander. People wander. They don't even realize that they're wandering because they have 300 eyes looking at them.
Yep.
They're wandering. So the video guy's like this.
All over the place. 100%.
It's there for a reason.
Right.
That's why you hire these people, because you don't have to worry about that stuff and nothing gets messed with. Why do you have a wire for the video guy when he's got to get audio out of your controller, out of your mixer? The wire is there. Every time the wire's there, my video guy comes to be like, I'm like, I just need the receiver. He's like, I got the cord. I'm like, I don't need the cord. I just need the receiver. I put it in there like, wow, bro, thank you so much.
Hell yeah.
Why do I think about that? Because I deal with it every single day. Now, ask me to do a bar mitzvah. I'll tell you no.
Right,
I do one bar mitzvah a year.
Yeah.
And it's a wedding style bar mitzvah.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's not me, because I'm not a bar mitzvah DJ.
Right.
So God's honest truth.
Yeah,
I did
no,
two of
that's
them.
awesome.
I did
That's
two of them in my
crazy.
heyday. I'm like, you guys are handing me music on a thumb drive. It's in hieroglyphic. How am I supposed to know what the fuck I'm playing?
Yeah.
And they laugh. Just play number 1. Play number 4.
Yeah, in an order.
They're like, Ox, play number 6. I'm like, how am I supposed to read this? And they laugh. But
Bro, that's
there's people
epic.
that will take it on anyway. But I do it all the time. I'm like, I can't do it.
It's just not.
I would
it's-
love to work with your families. I love you guys. I can't.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know the
No,
music.
it goes back to the caring again. It goes back to caring to tell people no, and it goes back to caring about use the mic stand. Why are you not using the mic stand? Like, I'm not offering it to you because I want it to be worse.
Charge you. No, because I'm not charging you for
Yeah.
it.
Right.
That's the thing. Everything's the dollar now.
Yeah.
That's really what it comes down to. Everything is the dollar. I'm going to go back to this whole menu thing. All right, because I feel like we're harping on the venues. The venues aren't going to change.
Right.
Because the 18-year-old maitre d', she went to school for party planning.
Right.
School for party planning. Okay. I wish they had a school for party planning. I would have went too.
Or a 60-year-old maitre d'
Right.
that just wants to get out of there.
Correct.
With a 60-year-old chef.
So we have schools for party planning. I'm a party planner. I'm this, I'm that. We dealt with that a couple weekends ago. You know, she's the valedictorian of a graduating class of party planning.
Fucking can't.
Right. So we dealt with that. But the moral of the story is it all comes down to numbers now. Talent doesn't matter. My biggest thing was, worried about this, that, and the other. And these people don't care who's performing at their thing.
Right.
That's what it comes down to now. This was never like this 10 years ago. It was like you. It's got to be you. It's got to be you. Bro, I need you there. Now it's just need music, bro. I just need a guy to show up and play music.
That's my favorite word.
Just
crazy.
Just
That's
this.
crazy.
It's just.
Just this picture. Just this
Bro.
one picture. Just this one table shot.
Listen, I have become very numb to the word saying no to people. Like, I don't give a shit. On the wedding day, if auntie wants a picture, run that shit by them. I'm not gathering 15 people without them knowing it, because like I have
You
other shit to
automatically
do.
become the bad guy.
I have other shit to do. That's a big no. So like I get exactly what you mean, bro. Like there's times where yes, they want me, right? Now I could send people out because like they don't want just me, they just want my style of editing, right? So is it helpful? In my case, yes. Okay. But for you, that like shit, they booked you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
that is the problem.
Like that they want your energy. You know what I mean? Like that energy is something that they need at their party.
Without singling out people, because we don't do that. But what do you feel about the talent that's in the photography and video industry right now? Like, do you feel like there's an abundance of talent, or do you feel like there's not a lot of talent?
No, I think honestly, like there's a lot of talent out there. Like I would never compare myself to others, right? Just because like I don't care to. It's not because
it's not your style to compare yourself.
I don't give a shit what the other guy is doing, right? Mm-hmm. It's more like, listen, people are getting booked depending on their style of editing and focus and so on and so forth. There's a ton of talent out there.
Yeah.
My problem would be if there's a photographer that doesn't know exactly where to do this or what genre of photography they want to go in, is booking a wedding and not knowing what the hell you're doing.
But that's 90% of the entertainers, DJs right now.
Yep.
I'm telling you, and you know what? I don't care who attacks me on this, because I've walked into venues. Other ballrooms, some ballrooms only do one wedding a night, some have two. I always pop in to say hello. There's no chip off the old block. Like, hey, you know who I am? I don't do that. Or the younger guys, even if there are younger guys, because we're trying to exclude ourselves out of here. People walk in, oh, what's up, bro? I seen you on Instagram.
Yep.
Yo, what's up? Come in. Don't be afraid.
Yep.
Come on in. Let's talk.
Yep.
Whatever. But when I see other, like, I browse the net. Like, that's the way of the world. Like, we watch shit online all day. There's no movies anymore. I watch what's going on, and I'm like, they're happy about this. Like, look at this.
Yep.
I'm the first person to be like, the setup don't matter. If you're not rocking, you're not rocking. But this is your wedding.
But they could also not have a lot of work. So when they do have the work that they have, they're trying to get it out there to let people know that they do it. It is, both sides.
My whole scenario would be if a photographer is booking a wedding, right? And first of all, you don't even know how to price it, right? That's one big no-no, right? That's like you need to do your fucking research, like especially in the market we're in. Obviously, if I'm booking a wedding in New York or Jersey, that pricing is completely different than like
Tennessee,
right?
Exactly, like that's completely different. But if you're somebody that just booked a wedding, right, and you don't know how to prepare yourself, you don't know how to price it, you don't know what type of conversation or probing questions to even ask these fucking people, in my eyes, you have no business to even shoot it, because you're going to miss 75% of what they actually want.
Yep.
It
right?
all goes back. So he deals with the same nonsense that we deal with.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
That's what it comes down
100%.
to.
Yeah, 100%, dude.
Like, I have a couple of new guys that I'm trying to teach them. Like, I use the terminology. They're not tarnished DJs that are like already ran through the mill. They're young kids that are working. Some of them see the light at the end of the tunnel. Like, yo, this is a crazy lucrative business, and they want to do more. Some are just like, hey, when's payday? But I have like a couple of guys, and it's for once they're pretty solid. You just have to wake them up in the morning. They're kids. You have to get up. Let's go. It's time to go to work. But
that's brutal.
We've done some events where we're just a production, and I have to let them know we're not the entertainment. We're doing the production. Like, Chris, where are you? I was like, I'm coming back. Relax. I ran to wherever. I went to go get batteries for a microphone. Came back to the shop. He's like, the DJ's got 2 speakers, like something we would play like cocktail hour with. It's not our problem.
Right.
But then you walk in the room and just see the energy that's there, or you see that the bridal party's swinging from the rafters. I was like, all right, just run back. Let's get these kids 2 tops in the sub. Because that's me. Bride don't care.
I get it.
Bride don't care. The bride did not care. She hired that guy for whatever reason. Did not care.
Of course not.
Like, you've recently, you know how it is. You
War
get
stories.
it.
But
War stories.
Let me ask you something. When you break down a production compared to being the DJ, right? Because I don't think people know what that means. Right. I kind of do, but break that down for me. Like if you're just doing a production for a wedding, right, and not actually DJing the wedding, break that down.
We get calls for everything. We don't put that all online like a lot of other people do.
Right.
They do their step by step and describe that this is a white XLR and whatever. So we get calls. We have a DJ. My mom got the DJ.
Gotcha.
Awesome. Not why, how come. Awesome.
Right.
So what do you need from us? Well, he doesn't have screens. He doesn't. No problem. Okay. We're 3 blocks away from your venue. What's the date? I try explaining to people, because this is just the way I am. I'd like to sit and talk face to face. So if I didn't sit with this bride face to face, we would. It was a disaster. Recipe for disaster, and I mean this. This just happened. Like the speakers. Mm-hmm. We're in a ballroom that holds 350 people. The gentleman's there with 2 12-inch speakers. That's crazy. I started from nothing. We're not knocking the guy. He didn't know where he was going. He didn't know much. I said, yo, you're using that? I was like, leave them up. We're not taking them down. I'm going to add to them. Bro, really? My shop's down the block. It's going to take us 15 minutes to get there, come back. Right. Even if you're in the middle of a dance set, we're adding them. Just drop me an XLR out and I'm plugging right in. So production is different than DJing. Right. There's a lot of DJs that are very popular on social media. Like they turn the tube lights into an intelligent light now.
Right.
Because A, they can't program, because B, they could bring it in their car and they could do that. Right. Like that's a big joke with our guys. Like we started in 2015 with the tubes. It's like, we got the tubes. Like we see our joke. Everything's a tube. Like it's just a joke. But if you guys want to tarnish the customer that's intelligent lighting, I'll go buy more. You know what I'm saying? That's fine. Right. Production is production. What does that mean? We're really programming lighting. Mm-hmm. We're utilizing screens, whether it's for a same day edit. We were talking about that. Like we don't even put screens out unless there's content to put on them. And I'll tell a bride, like, if you lost your dad or if our groom lost his mom, whatever it may be, do you really want to show it at the wedding and make everybody cry? Mm-hmm. Like, this is the biggest day of your life. I know you want to pay respect. Maybe we do it on the side.
Gotcha.
Let's not get a video wall to play a memorable whatever of dad or mom. I'd be the first one to cry. I'm your entertainer. Right. I'd be bawling in tears. You know what I mean? I know my son's getting older. Like mom and son dances. I'm like, I'll never be able to stand in the room for this shit. Yeah. Like I get it. Like people just think we're robots, but we care. But production and I don't know. There's so many different terminologies.
No, there's a reason why I asked that, because like I get when I'm doing video work, right?
Okay.
So I get just bring your camera, right? I get that a lot. Like I pop this camera in. Like when I'm filming content, right? I might pop in with a camera like this.
Correct.
Right? Mm-hmm. But when I'm doing a production myself, right? You'll see all these lights, you'll see the boom mic, you'll see mics, you'll everything's well lit up, stuff like that. This is what people don't understand about the back end stuff.
Right.
Right? This is my point. My point is when people just don't know, right? That's why I asked you to explain, because I tried to explain this online in my videos on Instagram and stuff like that it's not just bringing a fucking camera and shooting. Like I have the gear to make the production or make the outcome the way you want it. Right? And that's the point. People don't understand what it actually entails, so they can't justify going back to price. They can't justify the price.
And then the other thing is that you're putting out such a beautiful product, but that person that you're working with has spent a lot of money with you. So then the next person comes and they're like, oh, that was great, I want that. And you're like, okay, no problem. And then you tell them the price, they're like blown away by the price. Right. But you're looking at a product that is literally, you should know that it's amazing.
Right.
Like it's not going to be amazing for $1,000. Cut us off.
Yeah, no, that's when my camera just died. It's all good.
Perfect end.
Perfect end. You know what it is? It's like the internet, I think it's a great tool, but it also it tarnished a lot of consumers. Mm-hmm. I mean, I might not be saying that right. Like, you need 6 of these at your wedding. My man, you're there to make people dance. This isn't Best Buy or PC Richards. Why are we selling this?
Right.
That's the problem. We're not going back to the originality of what we're there for.
It's very deceiving. It's deceiving.
Yes.
It puts forth an amazing party. Every single party is amazing because the video editing is amazing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, that's why I went raw.
It's not like that.
Yeah. That's why I went raw with everything.
Yeah, it's not like that. Like, not every single wedding is like that. A majority of the weddings, if you have the right clientele, will definitely smash. And if you're doing weddings for the same group of people, 4, 5, 6 brides and grooms, obviously they know you know them, and everything.
You know it's going to make them pop.
Yeah. And there are people that come out to party. I mean, we had 290 people last night. You had 290 people at a party. You're going to have a good time on a Tuesday.
That's awesome.
Okay? Like, you're going to have a good time.
Hell yeah.
But the thing is like, if your whole Instagram is full of edited videos that makes it look amazing, like, people are thinking that their wedding is going to be like that. And then when their wedding is not like that, or you're not really capable of putting out that type of product without having video editing, it's deceiving. Like, oh my God, what happened to that video? Yep. Like, what happened to my party? And it's time and time. Like, marketing is super important. It really is. But
how have you guys been benefiting from the content you've been putting out?
This content?
Yeah, well, just in general. I know he puts out a lot of content.
I put a little content about everything because the way I feel is like once a bride and groom or anybody throwing a once in a lifetime, well, not even once in a lifetime, you're throwing an event, it's so stressful for you, the consumer. Right. You really don't give a shit about what's going on after it's over. Right. Now, I could call a bride randomly right now in my book, like, how's everything going? I just want this to be over.
Yeah.
You got it, Jenny. Yeah. See you at the beach this weekend. You know what I mean? Like, I just want this to be over. Yeah. So, like, my content is just, I'm real. It's just real life. But, I switched it up again for 25. So many people tried to copy the sauce, and I'm respectfully, I'm saying it is. He was the one who was always filming me since we met in 2017. They just copied a lot of stuff, which I did not originate a lot of things. I just made it look better or do things different.
Yep.
And the switch up of the content definitely was awesome, but this is a personality-based business.
Hell yeah. Absolutely.
You got to remember this, like, a band is a band. They're a group. You can't split the band up.
Yep.
I can go and work with Mike and rock. I could probably go and shoot content. I can't edit it, but I'll shoot content. Your customer like, I loved him. He was great.
Yeah.
I'm going to know what to get because I'm into it. I want to do it. It's a personality-driven business. But back to what you were saying in regards to content, it's a lot of feedback. Like, this wasn't going to turn into a podcast. We were just really bullshitting.
Yep.
That's really what it was. And then so many people reached out, like, so when's the podcast starting? And I bleep, like, I'm like, you're a goddamn liar. You told me you weren't doing a podcast. We weren't. then Izzy's like, yo, I think you guys should like do this. And a lot of people that were sharing, everyone was like, I want to come on. I want to do this. I want to do that. And I'm like, I don't know if we're going to have enough time for this.
Yeah, now it becomes a job.
Right?
Another
Well,
job.
you know what? I mean, the fact that and I'm gonna go to my content real quick, just because the biggest feedback I get about my content is I'm being honest.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
That is literally number one, dude. I was in the B&H show. B&H is a camera store.
We know what it is.
No,
Come on.
not
kidding,
you.
right?
I'm
This
talking
guy's-
about. I'm not to you guys, but to the
$250
audience.
MacBook charges.
You know
I
what
need
I'm saying?
a MacBook charge for
You know what I'm saying?
$250
So
once.
B&H, it was a show in
the Javits?
in the Javits Center
Yeah.
a couple of weeks ago. First of all, this doesn't really happen often, but like, there's people that came up to me and were like, "Yo, the content you fucking put out like 2 weeks ago was amazing," and it's just the type of motivation I needed.
Yeah.
Correct.
Right?
I've been getting that.
And it makes you
Right?
feel good.
I've
You
been
know what?
getting that.
It's you
It
know
makes
what?
you feel
It's
great.
never really happened before. So like I'm like sitting here like, what video is he talking about? All right, let's
Makes
let's
your
go
brain
back.
go 1,000 miles an hour.
Right,
more.
because I don't know,
Right.
because
You don't know which
I
one.
put out so much shit. It's like it's crazy, but you just don't know what's gonna resonate.
And you don't know who
It's
wants
crazy.
to see you either. You don't
Right.
know. Like, I'm gonna go back to COVID for 2 seconds. So I went on when COVID hit and everybody was locked down. I had a balcony on my old place, so I would set up one speaker on my. I actually took this from a guy in Italy to be honest.
I know who
with
that
you.
was.
Yeah.
My friends who's not even in the industry would send me stuff.
Yeah.
Old Italian guys singing music.
I,
like good bangers
yeah.
though.
So I was like, that's pretty dope. I'm like, I have a balcony. Like, maybe I should go on the balcony. So I would set up one small Evox on the balcony and I would set up my console and I would DJ. Now, I told my wife before I did this, because every time somebody goes live, they have 1 or 2 people watching, 3 people. Now, I've been in business since I'm 27. So I said to my wife, I said, if I go live and I have 3 people watching, I'm never doing this again. Because I'm not going to ruin
Right.
the reputation
Right.
that I
You're
have.
nervous of what's going to happen.
Yeah, because I see the kids that are getting 3 viewers, and I'm like, if I'm getting 3 viewers, I'm out. I'm not
Right.
going to sit here and beat a dead horse. And the first time we went live, we had like 115 people watching.
That's awesome.
And then from 115 people watching, I have 15,000 people watching.
That's awesome.
Okay? Then I have people emailing me and sending me messages from other states. Thank you for doing what you're doing. This is great.
Yeah,
Blah,
bro,
blah,
it's
blah,
amazing.
Right? Great. So
My
when,
experience through COVID was
Yeah.
I'll tell you that one after.
when you're getting the response, when you're getting the feedback for what you're doing, you're like, shit, maybe I should have done this a long time ago. So what happens, like you get the wheel rolling, and this is great. The thing about content, then I'm going to switch it. I'm going to send it over to Chris because I just want to touch on that 1 second. Content is super important, but I really feel that people are looking at you deeper by the content that you post. And you really, really, really have to stay, I feel, concentrated on a certain way of posting. Okay? Like, I do these things called love letters when my brides hit me up and they text me the next day. Okay? I literally screenshot hashtag love letters with a heart, and it's our conversation. I mean, I block her number or whatever. But like, it's literally whatever the comment was, and I post it on my IG, and then it becomes love letters. People hit me up for my love, like, yo, I seen love letter. Like, it's fun. Something that's very simple. But every single bride that starts to follow me when they get engaged sees the love letters.
They do it.
Right? So I see these little things that make it a little different, but also things that's like, you know, he's not doing what they do, and like he's doing this. So when this came up and me and Chris got together, I said, this is what I want to do for the social media content, because to add on to what I'm doing, but I'm not, you know, I have like the videoing at the parties. Like I get it. I get it. Okay, bro.
We're
I get
going
it.
live.
I get it.
With everybody do the cha-cha
I
slide.
can't.
I'm like,
I
what
do.
the
I get it,
fuck?
bro. But like these guys, and I love everybody. It's just not me. Okay,
Yeah,
I'm the
everybody
clay.
has to
I'm the like, to me when I tell people like what's your style, I'm like, I am an amazing mix of traditional and trendy. I want people to party together. I don't want to excommunicate anybody. I want everybody to have an amazing time, and I want the older people to come up to you and be like, I don't know where you found him, but he's amazing. The younger people are going to tell us that we're amazing because we're playing the music that they're like, as long as you're seamless, they're like, this was amazing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
But the older people feel excommunicated. So when you keep them involved, they're like, this was an amazing night. We all partied together.
Hell yeah.
All right? But the whole like putting your phone on and saying, okay, everybody put your hands up in the air, and everybody puts their hand up in the air and he's videoing, I'm like my main focus is the wedding. I don't care about going live, and I don't care about recording so I can post it later, because I'll talk to the video guy, there was a content creator there. Yo, what's up? My name's Mike. What's up, Stacy? Hey, nice to meet you. What's your IG? Here's my IG. Yo, whatever you get, just collab. I'll send it out too.
Yep.
I have my own 7,500 followers, 8,000 followers that I'm building. We'll collab it. Let's do it together. That's my post.
Yep.
If it's not a professional video, I don't want it. If it's not an upgraded setup, I don't want it. You'll never see me post a basic setup to a party.
Okay.
It's not that I'm knocking those people. It's just that I'm in the industry of weddings. I'm in the industry of extravagant. I'm in the glamorous industry, right? So if I want brides, I got to post glamorous or real, which is what we're doing right now. This is real.
Well, that's why I post what I post, because like you'll
real.
never I'll even quality wise, like this camera doesn't leave my side.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like everything I record is a camera like this.
Right.
I'm not recording myself ever on something like this. Why? Because I'm in the business.
Right.
Not because I can't, right? Because I do tell people they should record with their phones, but I'm in the quality business as well.
Yeah.
So I get it. I get exactly what you mean. And it's listen, people post what they want to post. That's been my thing since day one. Yep. I'm not following a trend. I'm not doing what is popular. I don't give a shit about the trendy songs. You can literally go back into my videos. Do I use trendy songs on certain things? Absolutely. Most of the time, it's audio I found online. I don't really give a shit.
Yeah.
Right? It's my own thing. It's not yours. So no, that's a great way to look at it. And honestly, that's probably helped me grow the most.
What's your 5-year plan?
In what aspect?
Life, business. You're
Quick. Under a minute.
transitioning.
Let's wrap it. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
this is
What
the
you
wrap.
have?
Under
You're
my 5-year
transitioning
plan, full media production company. I want to be able to maybe even have a space like this. I'm looking at a little bit bigger that I could shoot cars in, and we didn't get to the cars topic.
Yep.
But shoot cars in, and have video editors, photographers, videographers, all content creators under my roof, so I could send them out, shoot them, and I want to manage it. Right? I came from a corporate world. I managed people. I think I'm good at managing people, and that's eventually what I want to do. But I want to deck it out completely. So a space like this, like with 2-car garage, create a studio out of it, and just a full production media company.
Dope.
Yep.
There it is.
Yep.
I love it.
Simon K Media, Mike Vecchio, who sleeps on my couch, and me, Chris Hawks, baby. Episode 1, we got the man, the myth, the legend with us today, and we got to wrap this one up. So
I appreciate you
Simon,
guys
thank you,
having me.
thank you. Episode 1 is complete.
Man,
so
I'll
much,
see you at
brother.
Costco, my
Costco,
dog.
it's a
Yes.
date.
Thank you. Thank you.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Pleasure.
fellas.
That was perfect.
Awesome.